Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm on my way to pick up the grandkids after school. I don't really have to pick Isa up. I just have to be at the house for when he gets off the bus. And then he and I go together to pick up Eva. Oh, y'all, this shoulder's killing me. Oh. My appointment is tomorrow with the orthopedic doctor. And I am going to insist that he give me a cortisone shot. You know, they just don't want to do it because I've read where, and I have been told that you can't have a cortisone shot in the same place more than 3 times in a lifetime because apparently the cortisone, it damages the cartilage in your body, so they don't like to. But at 72 years old, what difference does it make? It's not like I'm going to have 3 shots in the same spot before I meet my demise, or is it demise? Before I meet my demise. I mean, the way I feel about medicine and intervention and treatments is, especially when you get over the age of 70, is I would rather have quality of life than quantity. If I were to be diagnosed with cancer, I'm not even sure I would go through chemo. It's just, it would depend on whether or not there was a pretty good chance of recovery. If there was like a 90% or 95% chance of beating it and getting well, then I might consider going through chemo. But if it has already spread, you know, I just say, I'll just go ahead and put me on hospice, and you know, it's time to spend some time with Jeremy. That's the way I look at it. Death doesn't faze me. I have no fear. And all of that changed after Jeremy was killed. I just feel like, you know, my son has already done that, been there, done that, and he's gone before me, and he's in heaven waiting for me. And if my son can meet death and be living in heaven with Jesus and be happy and content, then I'm gonna be the same way. But I've been like that. I don't think I was like that immediately after Jeremy died. I went through a lot of emotions and grief, and I mean all the stages of grief. And for y'all who are going through grief right now, I know you feel like it's never going to end and it's just going to be horrible forever and ever. But God will have mercy on you and give you grace, and eventually it is a time-consuming process. And I do tell people that I know who are going through grief and pain and agony that it will get better, and don't fight it. You just have to give into it and cry. I mean, I would just scream and cry and beat my pillows and beat the walls, and you know, it's best to just let it out and grieve and do what you feel inside you that will make you feel better. And don't turn to drugs and narcotics like I did, because that just delayed the grieving process. Once I got off drugs and I could really face reality and face Jeremy's death and grieve, then the grieving process went pretty fast. I healed pretty fast. I did go to therapy. I did have to have some medicine and psychotherapy. And now when I think about Jeremy, I don't feel sad. Or once in a while, if it's his birthday, I'll feel sad that he's not here to celebrate it, because he always loved his birthday and the cake that I baked him and everything. So I do feel sad, but I don't get stricken by severe grief, and I don't get to the point to where I'm unable to function. But anyway, I know y'all want to know what I'm going to do about this car. I'm not going to do anything about it. I took a picture of that sensor because I'm trying to figure out if it's a new one. Because on the receipt it says he charged me $225 for an air sensor replacement. I don't remember if it said oxygen sensor, but I'm not even going to worry about it this week. This week I've got to concentrate on my arm, paying my income taxes and getting that out of the way. I'll be uploading that video either tonight or tomorrow. Did it this morning before I left, but I'm probably not going to have time to edit it and upload it. But you know, luckily we had 3 extra days because of yesterday being a holiday in Washington, D.C., and then the 15th falling on a Saturday, so that the government was gracious enough to give us until the 18th to file our taxes. I'm relieved that Jill and I were able to come to some type of agreement. Like y'all know, I never ever want to take money for babysitting, never. But many of y'all have pointed out, and I know it, I don't need you to tell me, I know that, and she knows, she would be paying a lot of money for child care. It's $55 a day, or that's what it was a couple of years ago. The daycare that she uses may have gone up on their prices, so that would be at least $110 a day during the summer for her to be able to work. So we're going to work it out where she paid or helped me with the taxes this year, and then instead of me paying her back in cash, we're going to agree on whatever we think is a fair amount for babysitting, and then that will gradually be deducted from what I owe her. So that works out, and that gives me a big relief, and her a big relief too. Although I am still thinking about looking for a part-time job. For y'all who have done this already and gotten yourself a little part-time job, leave us some comments on what you would recommend. As you know, I'm a convicted felon, so that kind of is a detriment to me getting hired in a place like Walmart. I don't know if Walmart's going to hire somebody that shoplifted. I don't think I ever shoplifted from Walmart. I was scared to because they had so many cameras. But I do have shoplifting convictions from other stores. All of this was done, guys, when I was on Xanax. And anyway, it is hard. It would be easier if I did not have the felony conviction, and I'm not going to go through trying to get my record expunged. There's no way I could get it off the internet now anyway. It's everywhere. Even if I got it expunged from Orange County, it would still pop up somewhere on the internet. Let me know if you have gone back to work. Did you return to your regular job that you had before you retired? Did you return on a full-time or part-time basis? Did you go into a different field altogether? Or have you decided to get something like up here they don't have these elderly people who are Walmart greeters. They've got young, strong men and women that could actually run after a shoplifter and tackle them. I would never put myself into that type of position anyway. About my car, okay, so I'm babysitting today. I think Jill is off next week, so I don't have to babysit next week, so I have time. It's not imperative that I be driving my car. I could even actually walk to the little Ideal supermarket if I need milk and eggs and bread. So I'm not stressing over getting the car fixed right away. But Jill suggested that I return to Danny. He's the mechanic that fixed it last year or the year before, last year, when I had all of the sensors and everything that went out. Now it's like, it's worse than what it was when I took it into this mechanic that charged me so much money. But I'm trying to Google and find out if that sensor part has a manufacturer's date on And then I need to find the receipt from Danny to see if he replaced that sensor. But replacing the sensor isn't going to fix it. The sensor is telling us it's sensing, right, that something's wrong with the car. The fuel pump or it's getting too much air into the fuel. And that's what's making it backfire and run so loud and not start sometimes after I've been driving it. Anyway, I'm going to go because I need to get over in this other lane and pick up a little bit of speed so that I'm not late picking up Issa or getting... He does have a key to the house, but we don't like him. He's still too little to be going into the house by himself. So anyway, if y'all feel like leaving any ideas and thoughts and suggestions on a part-time job for me, I would appreciate it so much. Just let me know what you've done or what you're planning on doing to survive. We can't wait for the government to help us because they've just turned a blind eye to us, to the plight of the American people. And I'm not talking about the last administration, this administration, just the government and all together as a whole. I'm not getting into politics. Y'all know I stay very neutral on that subject. But I'm so glad you were here with me today and that I got a chance to talk to you. And just know how much I love you and adore you. And if you're new here, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. And y'all just keep on coming back. Bye, guys.